Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 226.
226.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. Owner Becky Menken is currently in Disneyland, which is very exciting. You have the Guardians of the Galaxy coming up. She has owned and run the agency for nearly 20 years. Current offers include the free dining offer for select dates this fall and a 25% room only also in the summer and fall. Just check out their website for the best deals.
Sounds great to me. Also, the allears.net weekly newsletter.
Deb just raised $39,000 towards breast cancer research with her walk. She's up to $755,000 since 2001.
That's awesome.
Congratulations on that. Their featured article of the day includes Census Spa at Disney's Grand Floridian. So I had read that, and I have never been to the Census Spa. Also, they have rehabs and closings, DVC news, and more.
Be sure to check out the show notes for full information on how to subscribe. It is a free newsletter.
And now we're heading to Disney's Hollywood Studios, which just celebrated 28 years, and I remember the 25th because I had a broken ankle, so that was 3 years ago.
I remember that too. That was very difficult to do the big recording.
And photographing in a wheelchair, so that was very interesting. And I remember I was in the parks. I broke my ankle on a Friday, and then Sunday, Easter, is when we went to the parks for the first time.
Yeah, to see Anna and Elsa.
I didn't slow down.
That's true.
I didn't slow down at all with that.
So here we go. This is the Disney's Hollywood Studio version of Push, kind of.
It is not.
Yes, look, you can put your garbage right in there. It's just like Push, except for different.
I don't think you should be putting trash in the trash can.
Well, you should always put trash in the trash can.
Well, not that one. So anyway, we're heading over to One Man's Dream. One Man's Dream, we had just seen Pirates of the Caribbean like a number of days ago, but here, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Star-Lord and Baby Groot meet and greet. And Baby Groot is the one I want to meet. I really like Baby Groot.
Oh boy, this was the best meet and greet ever. You know, we had talked about last week, we had kind of speculated what was going to be there. I think we even said it might be Star-Lord Guardians, but we never ever would have thought Baby Groot, so that was pretty cool.
But we saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not a huge fan of the new movie, but Baby Groot, like if it only had Baby Groot, I would be very happy.
Even the queue is very nice. You see the stars are sort of moving there. It's sort of the galaxy puts you in the mood to see the characters.
And so we're about to go around the corner, and there's usually about 10 people or so lined up. So some people are watching you do the meet and greet, but not too many.
And here is Star-Lord and the star of the show, Baby Groot.
And that was one of my biggest videos ever that I just put on Instagram. You know, everybody was so excited to see Baby Groot.
And here he is. Here he is. I think we're going to be talking to him. He's very energetic, and he has a lot to say, although he only says one thing.
I am Groot.
But I
am Groot.
When you interpret his I am Groot, he says I am Groot in many different ways. He'll go, I am Groot, or I am Groot. You know, he does talk.
Yeah, but I don't care if he says anything else. Disneyland, we're going to talk about Disneyland for a minute, but they're going to have the adult Groot coming out. I want to meet Baby Groot. So.
I want to know if the adult Groot at Disneyland is the grown-up version of Baby Groot or the adult Groot before he becomes Baby Groot. That is the question. That is the real question.
Probably the adult one be from the first movie, I would think, right?
One would guess.
So anyway, this was a really fun meet and greet. It wasn't on the schedule at the time, so the line wasn't too bad. I think we waited like maybe 15 minutes.
Very efficient.
I think that it's going to be more popular than that. We have met Star-Lord before.
And Gamora.
But we have not met any form of Groot before.
Yeah, I think it was the Villains Unleashed event at the Hollywood Studios where we first met Star-Lord.
But we also met Star-Lord and Gamora, and not only them, but some other characters from
the Collector,
yes. Right, at the Magic Kingdom for the IPW conference, which we're doing this year in DC.
Now this is very cool. This is the PhotoPass video that you get, but it seems to be a little old. It has the Moana border, who previously met in this location as of just a few weeks ago.
That was the first day, so I'm sure they've fixed it by now. But that was pretty.
Gave
funny.
Us quite the good chuckle. That was really cool, and I like that benefit. I like having the PhotoPass. And here's a shot of Gamora and Star-Lord. I believe this one was from IPW.
Yes, that was Magic Kingdom for the IPW conference, but they will also be at Disneyland for the Summer of Heroes starting May 27th, I believe. And Adult Groot will also be there. I don't know if he's meeting and greeting. He may be.
It sounds like
a
he's
dance party.
Yeah, I think there is a dance party with Star-Lord and Gamora, and after they are leaving, Adult Groot comes out, and I believe he'll be meeting there.
It looks like more of a meet for him. I don't know that he can dance. Like, I'm not sure that the tall Groot can dance. Maybe
I would love to see
Groot
that. Would
dance.
Be worth the price of admission right there.
I'm not sure how that would work. And then Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout also opens on May 27th. At Disney California Adventure. That's where all the Marvel stuff is going on this
Lots
summer.
and lots of cool Guardians of the Galaxy goodness to come at a Disney park near you.
And now we're heading to Disney Springs. We were invited to the Polite Pig, which opened in April here at near Lime Garage in Town Center.
You could smell that awesome barbecue right from the garage, as a matter of fact.
We spoke with co-owner James Patrakis about the restaurant. He also owns, with his brother and his wife, the Ravenous Pig in Winter Park. And here he is to talk about the food.
Welcome, I'm James Patrakis. You're here at our newest restaurant, Polite Pig. We are excited to be here. We are the first local, chef presence here at Disney, so that means a lot to myself, my wife, my family. We started with Ravenous Pig in Winter Park. Just trying to cook good food, sustainably sourced, giving people kind of quality we thought that everyone deserved, with a beverage program that matched it. So we kind of branched out, opened a brewery, cask and larder. We wanted to start making beverages as well, so that's how we got in the beer program. And from that, we've done a few other places. But what we wanted to bring here was kind of our take on everything, which is it needs to be a craft that is respected in whatever you're doing, whether it's you're plating a piece of cake, or you're tossing some lettuce, or you're slow smoking brisket for 12 hours. And there needs to be thought in it, process. Why am I doing this? Why is this going to turn out? How can I treat this food properly? And we try and give that to our guests. And this is a little more casual atmosphere, and we wanted to give it more approachable so that we could get our philosophy kind of to more people. So, we smoke everything low and slow in the J&R smoker. We bring in fresh vegetables, seasonal vegetables, make sure they taste good so that you can kind of have a wholesome experience. And then we have all our, we're big supporters of local, so all our beers are from Florida. Most of them are for brewers that work for us or with us, or someone I grew up with in high school. So we're very proud of our beer program, and we're extremely proud of our 70 bourbons that you can have neat here. So yeah, Polite Pig is meant to be sort of a weekend afternoon barbecue experience for everybody. So that's what we're hoping to bring to Disney Springs.
Can you tell us about a few of the items
Sure.
you had today?
So you had the brisket, which is our coffee rub brisket, smoked for 14 hours. You had our baby back ribs, the smoked half chicken, and the pork shoulder. You also had our cauliflower, crispy cauliflower with pepita seeds and paprika sour cream. Crispy Brussels sprouts with whiskey caramel. You had our tomato watermelon salad with feta. You had our pretzel, which is an homage to beer. So there's spent grains in the pretzel, there's beer in the cheese sauce, there is IPA beer in the mustard, and then we actually take the fresh hops from the brewery, mix them with salt, and that's the salt that goes on the pretzel. So all the processes of beer are in one delicious pretzel snack.
This really surpassed all my expectations, and I think yours too.
Well, we had gone actually the next day as well. So we paid for a meal. We didn't just do the media event. This was my meal. I got the smoked chicken and also the baked beans. The smoked chicken was excellent. The baked beans were not for me. Like, each item has sort of a twist on it. And the twist on the baked beans, I like baked beans, but there's so many different sides I like, so I'm going to just maybe even try something new next time.
Right, I think that the corn was a tremendous... There it is, that's the corn I had.
The grilled corn
This was my
very
favorite
good.
item that I had the entire time, the preview and the next day, and this is the chicken salad sandwich.
And it's a smoked chicken salad sandwich, so you can taste the smoke coming through it, and I just thought that was like the perfect sandwich. And then the grilled corn was like the perfect side. So like this would be something I'd order again. The chicken salad sandwich is actually quite large, so we'd probably split that and then get a couple of sides. And I will say the Brussels sprouts were incredible, and I don't eat Brussels sprouts.
Really, the ordering process was very quick too. You make your order. There's an opportunity to put a gratuity, but you don't have to, and that's right at the register.
And they took a pass holder discount of 10%.
And then they will deliver right to your table your items.
So we were very happy with both the media preview and our dining experience there.
And here we are at the Magic Kingdom. We're going to be talking about Wishes fireworks.
And this was about a week to 10 days ago. It was pretty busy, but not like last night. So we actually stayed home for the last Wishes, which I think was the right thing because tonight is Happily Ever After.
We will be there for that. We made our peace. We had a very good final Wishes, and this is our favorite spot that we actually used to go to in Fantasyland over the Beast Castle. I really love this view. You have fireworks going on from both sides.
Well, also the Tangled area. Like, we actually like a few areas in Fantasyland for fireworks. The difference, though, is that the Happily Ever After it will be more of a projection show with a lot of fireworks. So at least the first time and probably the first few times, we're going to actually want to see it from the front of the castle before heading into Fantasyland to see how it looks there. So Wishes was a 12-minute show. It's weird to say was. And that had started, I believe, in 2003. Again, we enjoyed this from Fantasyland. The new Happily Ever After projection show is going to be actually about 18 minutes long, so it will be quite different.
Well, Wishes was actually cut down, I think, twice. It started as a little bit longer of a show, and they tightened it up a little over the years.
I'm not sure. Once you have a projection show in place, I don't know if they'll end up doing it that way. But we will talk about Happily Ever After next week.
Right, after we see it. But you do have some preliminary information, I guess, so we can get ready for it tonight.
Well, it looks to be a solid fireworks show. Not only, I was concerned it might be more projection than fireworks, but it looks like there's a lot of fireworks as well, which is good. Plus, the movies tend to be a lot more current. I think the oldest one is The Little Mermaid as far as the projections, but they'll include Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph, WALL-E, Up, Toy Story, Tarzan, Moana, Frozen, and I mentioned The Little Mermaid. And it's going to be an 18-minute show with lights, lasers, and projections, sort of like Disney Dreams at Disneyland Paris, except without the fountains and such.
Well, it won't be long now, just a few short hours, and we will be seeing the first one, so I'm very excited about that. Speaking of excited, another big exciting new attraction, Hyperspace Mountain, just opened at Disneyland Paris.
And this is in the Discoveryland section of the park, which is like our Tomorrowland. And our friend Axel from the Curious Axel YouTube channel, plus he does some work for ED92, which is a terrific website and Twitter page and Instagram from Disneyland Paris. He went on to Hyperspace Mountain, and he is going to talk about it with us.
We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Axel. And here he is.
Bonjour and hi, you guys. Today at Disneyland Paris, I'm going to try out the brand new Hyperspace Mountain right behind me.
Do not disappoint me. You exhibit elevated levels of anxiety. Have you been harboring a rebel spy?
Welcome to Hyperspace Mountain. In just a moment, you will make the jump to a galaxy far, far away to join an epic Star Wars battle. Hyperspace Mountain is a thrilling, high-speed, turbulent roller coaster type mission through the darkness of space. It will be loud and will include 360-degree inversions, sharp turns, sudden drops, and stops.
My thoughts on Hyperspace Mountain, it's an amazing ride. All the effects, the projections are truly amazing. The music, the sounds that come out of it, it gives me goosebumps. It is truly an amazing ride. A lot of due to the new trains, the music system, the sound system that's in there, it's just amazing. And those new trains are teamed so well and are really a part of Space Mountain as it is and as it was for its very first ride from the Earth to the Moon. So I do believe we might get that back, and that Hyperspace Mountain is just a layover. But still, it's an amazing ride and something you have to check out on your next visit to Disneyland Paris. Thank you all for listening to me, and I'm going to give it back to Jeff and Denise.
And that was awesome. Thank you so much, Axel. I really can't wait to go on that ride, especially with the new coaster cars, so our heads won't be banging into the restraints like in the old Mission 2 vehicles.
Well, not only Mission 2, but I was on the Mission 1 back in 2002, and my ears were so red when I came off.
And you can see that they're much less likely to bang your head against the bars. We're looking at the safety spiel for Hyperspace Mountain now.
Well, I'm looking, you know, I think it will be interesting to check it out. I really haven't ridden much since 2002, maybe just a couple of times, just because it hurt my ears so much, and everybody has been hoping for a new train update, and to me that's the big thing here. But you're walking through the queue, I guess, because we haven't done this yet.
Right. Well, this is very similar to the Mission 2 queue setup, except for obviously you have these pictures of the vehicles for Hyperspace Mountain, all the Star Wars, kind of setting you up for the whole Star Wars thing. But really the queue hasn't changed. You go up and down stairs and over the track and onto the ride.
And this Star Wars has been very popular so far at Disneyland Paris. So I've seen the crowds there for the different, anytime they do anything Star Wars.
Here is the load area, all new banners with the Hyperspace Mountain, and of course the star of the whole show, for me anyway, these new Vekoma ride vehicles.
And Space Mountain was themed off of Jules Verne's novel From the Earth to the Moon, and it really still has that look to it. So as Axel had said, I mean, we kind of expect at some point we're going to be changing back to the regular
to the original. I know a lot of fans would really like that, but there are physical sets, I believe, so it may not be that easy. Anyway, let's watch. This is the first time you are seeing Hyperspace Mountain. Of course, I saw this because I did the editing, but we're going to get your reaction. First time seeing it. Now we're waiting to be blasted off. Unfortunately, here in Paris, this is during the day. I don't know if they have all the lighting effects like they do at Disneyland in California when you take off.
And this is really cool because it's like a launch, and if you see Space Mountain from the front, you can see, you know, the cars just launching outside, and it's really such a cool look to it from the exterior. And we can see, obviously it's very dark, but it's probably very similar in some ways to the Disneyland version, which I don't even know if is there anymore. I mean, it's been there for a couple of years.
It is still there, but it's going to be changing back very soon to the original version. I think there's one in Hong Kong also. I
knew they were going to be changing. I wasn't sure at Disneyland if they had yet or not.
But it looks like these projections, at least for me, because we have been on the California version, look very similar. The whole purpose of the ride seems, you know, it's about the same. You're having the TIE fighter battle there.
Right. I mean, what I'm seeing here, besides, I mean, again, it's very dark, but what we are seeing does to me remind me of the Space Mountain in the Hyperspace Mountain in California.
So I guess we can't really show the difference. Again, talking to Axel, he says it's just so much more comfortable. And what's great for you is you will finally be able to ride after all these years. When we went in 2014, we just went in 2016 and 2017. All those times you did not go on Space Mountain once.
No.
And normally that's unheard of for you.
Well, I mean, as I get older, you know, I'm not riding more difficult roller coasters anymore, and to me this has been one of the most difficult, only because I really just can't keep my head in one place enough to not get it battered around. But with the new trains, I think that I will definitely be riding the next time we head out there.
So thanks again for Axel. We'll be seeing him again next week. He's going to talk about a special Pirates event that's happening. Also check out the Curious Axel YouTube channel. We're linking to that in the show notes.
Most of what he does is Disneyland Paris, although he was just here at Walt Disney World a number of months ago, so it's really fun to kind of catch up with his videos. So that is another show.
That's another show. Thanks to our sponsors, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Sign up for their newsletter and keep afloat of all the different offers that are coming out, not just Walt Disney World, but Disney Cruise Line and other Disney properties.
And speaking of newsletters, the allears.net weekly newsletter, always something new to be learned from there. It's a free newsletter. Check it out. Information on the show notes. Lots to come next week. We're going to be finally tomorrow seeing Pandora, the world of Avatar.
So we'll have 2 hours. I'm hoping for a little extra inside Pandora, and whatever we get is what we get. And hopefully we'll be able to showcase rides and a little food and, you know, just the area, whatever we can get in that short time.
Not to mention happily ever after fireworks later tonight. Thanks again for listening, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.